Okay, so welcome to the second episode of the new podcast, Ampocalypse. I'm Damian, and I'm joined today by Josh Taylor, Jack Kennedy, and Zach Breen from the incredible band, the Hurrah, who I had the pleasure of chatting to at
The
2000
boy.
Trees, but not the pleasure of actually seeing, because when you're interviewing, you don't actually go and get to see any bands. It's a catch-22. I get to meet rock stars, but don't see them live. What a kick in the teeth that is. Now, you guys are here today to talk about your new album, The Fallout, which is out now. This incredible new single, Violence, which features Bethany, and I can't remember her last name, which is really bad, from As December Falls. And we're going to dive into some of the stories behind the record. And we're also going to see if you can survive your own apocalypse. So, first of all, how are you guys doing?
Dude, yeah.
Woohoo! Living,
Kicking ass,
surviving,
shaking.
you know.
Yeah, it's that time of the
Zach's got a
evening
beer somewhere.
where, you know what, I thought,
The beer comes
Beer time.
out. Well, you're
Beer time.
drinking Budweiser. Like, be honest, is it the king of beers, as the Americans say?
it's definitely not the king of beers. It's not the king of beers, but it was the Tesco Club
It's the
Card
Tesco
deal.
Club Card
Hell
deal
yeah, I've
of
just got
beers.
so much Budweiser to get through. So, here I am.
I gave up drinking a couple of years back, and my go-to now is the Lucky Saint. That stuff is great, especially if you want to pretend like you're getting drunk with your mates. Anyway,
Cool.
I want to start off with asking you a question about the
Sick.
tune Violence that you did do with Bethany. I understand it's been described as a collision of sort of two emotional worlds, especially with Bethany's voice acting as the other side of the story. Now, when you guys were writing this tune, did it already feel like the two characters were in conflict at that time, or was it a straightforward love song of some sort?
Yeah, I think when we wrote it, we wanted to kind of do a different angle than usual with a sort of, having two perspectives, like, looking at it from the guy's point of view and then the girl's point of view. And I think, it just happened naturally in the writing process, and we knew that we had to find a really cool female rock vocalist to join us to bring this story to life. And Beth fit that role very well, and it was great. Our first collaboration, and
Now,
hopefully
when Bethany
many
came
more
on
to
board
come.
for this tune, did you have her in mind specifically? Because I know you guys were on tour with them in sort of October, November time, I do believe. What was about her that she sort of brought to the table? Because she is an incredible vocalist of a band that, let's be honest, is going to be like playing really quite big stages and probably won't have time for the likes of me very soon. What was it like bringing her in, and was she your number one choice?
I guess,
Of course, you
like,
can say yes. I know you are, but
well, gotta give a shout out to Mascot really for like making the connect, because when we wrote the song, we had loads of different ideas and loads of different potential kind of styles that may fit that kind of voice that we had in our minds. But when the opportunity came, when Mascot made the connection between us and ADF, just made lots of sense. Like she even sent a demo vocal, and we were just like, yeah, this is sick. Like, this is the one. It was pretty much unanimous. And then after it honestly didn't even take that long to get to just get what you hear on the track. It was very, very easy. I think that's kind of proof to just how well she fit she just fit. Do you know what I mean?
so I unfortunately didn't get to see that tour with you guys, but I'm guessing you got to do the song multiple times on stage with Bethany. How did the fans sort of react to that live performance? Because it's rare that when a collaboration happens that you actually get both the singers on stage together to perform that.
Oh yeah, we got the opportunity to do it in our hometown, Manchester, and it was probably one of my favourite gigs of the tour, to be honest. Obviously being hometown, but then bringing Beth on stage for our set, it was fantastic. We got a little video out on social media. If you didn't see it, you can check it out. And yeah, it was just like,
You were having a whale
I was
of
like
a
this.
time, let's be honest. No, I'll definitely check that out. I'm terrible with my social media, so I'm just like, oh, I'm interviewing this band. I really
Yeah.
should follow them. So, you know, I've only just started following you guys on socials. So, my apologies for that. You know, I understand the song does tell a story of sort of pain,
Sorry, mate.
manipulation, and love that are completely tangled. What changed for you guys personally that allowed you to write so openly about this sort of subject?
Well,
Well,
I
Zach
yeah,
got
I
in a
guess
bit of
if you want to be
tickle,
yeah,
didn't you,
honest,
mate?
like I guess that I had a rough idea to like bring to the guys, and at the time I was going through a pretty bad breakup, I guess, and you know, I think we're such a collaborative group of guys when it comes to writing. So, you know, when I just mentioned like, oh, why don't we just do a kind of twist on a love song, if you will, that kind of fueled the initial idea to bring to the dudes, and then we just built it up from there. And you know, but I feel like it was necessary, you know, that pain. Because look what we got out of it. Huge tunes, and yeah, absolutely, far
Cathartic.
better place. Right now. A broken heart, man.
Go on.
And a
Broken
broken
hearts will just
heart.
make your love stronger in the future.
Yeah, I'll stop drinking Budweiser.
That's the sappy part of me anyway. No, well, I do appreciate you opening up a little bit about that because it is I suppose, a difficult question to ask and answer to a degree. But hey, you guys put it out there on a song, so I had to ask about it. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, man. Fire away.
Now, let's talk about the actual album, The Fallout. You know, this is sort of it's sort of been described as the rawest and most honest version of the Hurrah. You know, based on what Zach said, that's definitely an element of that. What, you know, did you want to bring to this record specifically when you think about these sort of things? Because, you know, it is, you know, your first album was incredible, and this one is just upped the game quite a lot. You got a lot to live up to with your third one, basically.
Yeah, we do.
Go on, Jack.
I think this, it's a massive album for us in every way. We spent a lot of time.
Yeah, we can hear you.
What?
Can you hear Josh's Wi-Fi?
Hello? Can you hear me? All right. All right. Okay. Yeah, it's a massive album for us, and like everything to do with the writing of it and the amount of time we had to do it really helped us in a way. It was the first time we was able to take a step back and write exactly what we wanted and how we wanted, and it's come across in the songs. And it was a huge payoff when we released Trophy, and that did so well. Because it was kind of like, what we've decided to do and the vision we had and what we have with this album was correct. So, it's undeniably what the HARA is and what our sound is and what we want to be like.
Trophy, that is a powerful opener. So, you know, for better or for worse, that's the one that sort of carries for me the whole album. Like, it instantly hooked me. And then I'm just going, I'm constantly coming back to that one. Now, Josh, this is sort of aimed more at you because I understand you've been quite open about struggling with self-acceptance and the voice in your own head, as it were, and how you've learned to block it out rather than face it. Did writing The Fallout sort of feel like finally confronting that voice, or, you know, was it more about giving something or giving it somewhere to live creatively?
I think a bit of both, to be honest. I think, you know, at the time, there's a lot going on personally, a lot of stuff to figure out, and you know, the writing was happening at the same time, and I think it was all part of the process. And you know, I don't think that self-doubt and that voice will ever go. And I think it's just learning the better ways to deal with it, and you know, I think talking about it in songs as well is quite a good thing for me to do. But then also I hope that doing that, it also inspires other people to speak openly about how they feel and what they're going through. And you know, I think we're all human, and I think this is what this album's about. It's that vulnerability and allowing ourselves to be imperfect and embrace everything that makes us us, and you know, not be afraid of the darkness that comes with life and you know, the different experiences we
Sorry,
have.
went
So
a little bit deep there, but I
Yeah.
had to ask that question. Like, do you know what I mean? Now, one of your tracks, "Easier to Die." Sorry.
yeah, man.
Oh, right, sorry. Now, one of your tracks,
was
"Easier
just
to
going,
Die,"
yeah, man.
is, you know, it looks at sort of losing hope in the chaos of success. Now, you guys have started to play quite huge festivals, doing some major tours. Those are the songs that you're writing feel like it's going to be the next step for you, especially with this album that's just dropped, because what I'm experiencing now, you know, with a lot of the bands I've been talking to lately and seeing at festivals, or not seeing at festivals, unfortunately, it feels like the next generation is coming. How does it feel to you guys to actually be part of, I guess, that next generation, the next big bands? You're playing the smaller venues now, you're moving up the ranks, as it were. How does that feel?
Yeah, awesome, dude. Like, I think with the music, especially, I guess, you know, we always challenge ourselves and always try and level up, and we're always looking to evolve, like, every aspect of the band, especially the live show and of course the writing. So yeah, like, going forward, I know that we're all collectively ready to start playing all this new music, absolutely. And in terms of the gigs and just rising through the ranks, that yeah, we're just ready to get on the road anytime, anywhere, any place. We'll be there, rocking out, ready for it. Yeah. Josh probs won't have any clothes on,
Naked,
and it's
dildos
going to
in
get
hand.
weird. It's going to get wild. But
So, in
it'll
other
be-
words, no clothes and that weird Dobby mask in the background of Zach's screen.
Yep.
You know, I did want to come and see you guys, but I feel I'm going to have nightmares for months now if that's the case. But I'm here for it. It'll crack me up at the end of the day. Now, you've had quite a few singles out from this album. You know, we've already mentioned "Easier to Die" and so on. What were the choices behind these specific songs that you said, these are the ones we want to showcase from the fallout before it's released? What was the idea behind that one?
Well,
I think the first song, Trophy, was unanimous. That was always going to be number one. And then, you know, the following singles, I think we just kind of, because there's so much depth on the albums, a lot of different variety. I guess we wanted to find songs that sort of showcased every sort of corner of the album. So going from Trophy to The System was quite a big jump. System's got a lot of energy and it's, you know, quite a new phase. Same with Easier to Die. And then, you know, you've got Stay and Ballads, which are a bit more ballad and melodic and a bit more deep in that sense. So just trying to showcase all the sides of the album, and but then also keep some bangers away for when
So,
the full thing
speaking of the bangers that
enters your
have
ears.
just dropped, what are your personal favourites, like, you know, that you perhaps haven't played live, that you haven't unleashed on a live, I was about to say studio audience, a live venue audience, that you just cannot wait to play live, that you think is really just going to become one of, you know, the Hurrah's top songs?
yeah.
I think
I think,
I was going to say
Enemy,
probably
Go on.
Bury Me. I feel like is
there's so
something
many.
that we're
They
vibing
go
at the
through all of
minute
them.
collectively. I think that's a really special song. All of them is like, you know, the truthful answer. Like, all of them are so good, and we love them all. Yeah, Bury Me, I think it's going to be really, really cool. You know, like, there's a reason why we did a piano version of it as well. You know, like an exclusive track on the physical album. I think that song's so many dimensions to that song, and we've obviously never played it live either. So it'll be it'll be really fun.
Cool. Now, I understand you've said that, you know, the Hurrah really comes alive on stage. When it takes, when you take such personal songs into account, does playing them feel, you know, almost cathartic, you know, or does it hit harder night after night for you guys?
Yeah, man, I think anyone that goes to a Hurrah show, they know like the energy is always like a massive thing with us. And I think, you know, we write all our songs for live, you know, and just seeing that energy come to life for the first time.
Yeah.
Hits the spot, man, you know. It's like a drug.
I can imagine. Now, you guys have toured like quite extensively through last year. You've played a lot of shows, you've played a lot of festivals. You know, I've already mentioned going on tour with As December Falls. I believe you did a co-headlining tour with Call Me Amore. You know, all of these were a big moment actually for all three bands, which are, as I've said before, like, all three are sort of moving up and becoming the next generation, as it were. How did those experiences, you know, playing these shows, feel to you, you know, with especially supporting As December Falls and gaining new fans through that tour?
Yeah, man, it was awesome, dude. Like, the tour with ADF was just so sick. That everybody in that band and their crew just, you know, 10 out of 10. And the tour with Call Me More, yeah, also awesome. Great to get out to Europe and visit some brand new places and play those shows and meet those fans. I think it's just we just love it, man. You know, we genuinely love playing live, and just like Josh said, like, you know, we channel so much energy into our live show, and, you know, write all these songs with the idea of playing them on stage and just kind of just loving it and living it, and yeah, what a fucking pleasure it is. Yeah.
Cool.
So.
Now, with the Fallout landing, you know, with a huge run of excellent dates behind you and so on, what does 2026 look like for the Hurrah? What are your plans? What can we expect? Is there anything that you can drop for us?
Well, for the Hurrah, I think this year will be the biggest one. I think, we've already got shows lined up next week, Manchester, London, then we got a big Hurrah tour in is it February, March, and then hopefully festival season and supporting some bigger bands.
Now, of course,
as well. That'd be great.
You've mentioned that you've been like into Europe, you're doing all of these cool shows. Where would you love to go if you could play anywhere in the world? What's your dream stage? Australia?
Yeah.
None of you are scared of spiders, I hope.
Oh, yeah.
It's a give and take, that one.
Yeah, I fucking hate
So
it.
the land down under, eh? I tell you what, watch the Wolf Creek movies or TV show just before you go, and then like see how you feel then. You know.
Reevaluate it, yeah.
Christ, it makes me laugh. Us as Brits, you know, we sent all our criminals over there. They made it almost a paradise, and now we all want to go there. It's madness to me. What about the rest of you guys? Anywhere you really want to play? Who do you want to play with if you could play with anyone?
Japan, Korea.
We played South by
Asia,
Southwest in
Asia.
Texas as well, and it would be awesome to go back to Texas and America and explore that place. So.
Yeah. See.
Oh yeah.
I'd like to play with Limp Bizkit as well. That'd
Everyone
be
wants to
sick.
seem to play with the Biscuit. May rest in peace, Sam Rivers. Let's just give a moment to show that respect.
Yeah, sure.
Now, we've talked about the Fallout, we've talked about the single and everything that's led up to here. Let's have a little bit of fun now. The title of this podcast is called Ampocalypse. Let's start thinking about what you guys would do in the actual fallout. So if the world actually came to an end tomorrow, which song from the album The Fallout would you want playing as the final soundtrack for humanity, and why?
There's a couple of gangster ass tunes on there that would work if I'm picturing like it's a film and there's loads of like zombies and shit and I'm just gunning them all down and there's like enemy playing or just like fucking easier to die playing, violence, anything. There's so many that would just be just fucking sick. Intergalactic. Basically, it could just go through the whole album. Just stick the album on for an entire, like, 40-odd minute movie scene of just fighting.
So your apocalypse is the zombie apocalypse. Now, let's think about this. From all of you as bandmates, who is the most valuable player, the MVP that's going to keep everyone alive? And who is going to be thrown under the bus if they're slowing you down?
Well, these boys are pretty survivable, savvy, I'd say. So I'd let them duke it between themselves, and I'd just be chilling in the back. I'd just be hanging out, having a beer.
So Zach, what you're saying is you're the MVP because you're the silent one, just surviving with the others, essentially.
I support them in different ways, you know. So
now, if you had to form an apocalypse survival crew, which bands would you take on that tour with you to survive on the road?
Oh.
And not just because of their music, we're going to think about who do you reckon is hard enough to actually survive that.
NSYNC.
Yeah, Josh just said end yeah, shout out Spike. Yeah.
911.
What do we take? Slaughter to Prevail would be pretty good. There you go, Jigs. Yeah, nice.
Slaughter to Prevail.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good answers. Now, last question. As everything has collapsed, the dust has settled, the fallout is over. Notice that the fallout is part of the title of the album. This works quite well, actually. What do you hope the survivals will remember the Hurrah for?
Wow.
I'm going to guess naked with Dobby masks on, personally, but
I think they will remember. You can't forget the Hurrah either way because we are just three top blokes. So, what's the most? I don't know. What will they remember the Hurrah for the most?
No, Jack, you go first. You go first. Yeah.
You go first.
Okay. The Hurrah really should be remembered for their never-ending energy and ability to throw down.
And big willies.
Yeah, I echo those 2 points. Hard.
hard as well, eh? You had to get it in there after the statement of big willies, mate. Guys, I want to thank you so much for joining me on Ampocalypse today. Go and enjoy your Tesco Club Card Budweisers. We all know European beers are better, but we will go from there. Guys, thank you so much. Good luck with 2026. I cannot wait to see what's coming from you guys. Take care, all. Bye.